Muy buenas a todos, estamos aquí con Caedrel y Exile, que acaban de disputar una partida contra G2 en la que ha estado muy disputada y han tenido la oportunidad de ganar a uno de los favoritos. Hi Caedrel, Exile, thank you very much for being here. First of all, you have just almost win one of the favorites, one of the biggest teams in this league. How do you feel right now?
Should I go?
You rock paper scissors. Okay, you.
I mean, pretty sad actually. I mean, on one side, really sad that we lost and the game was really close, and there was not much missing from winning. And also personally, I feel really sad because Caps played so well, or outclassed me in a sense then. But yeah, on the other hand, I'm really glad that we got this far even to drag it out so far against G2 and be ahead and have control over almost the entire game. And I think there were really some good decisions. I think some bad ones as well. But I think overall, I think we can be proud of our performance.
Yeah, you have played really well against Caps, which is also one of the best in the world. Did you pick Akali for one reason? Did you have it prepared before, or it was just because of the roster the coach told you? How did you face that?
We picked Galio, no?
Yeah. I
We
mean,
picked Galio.
we kind of prepared to be fine in the matchup, which I think still is quite fine. Yeah, I think just laning phase and team comp given, I think we had a really good draft. I mean, we put a lot of preparation into it as well, which yeah, I think paid off in the end. Yeah, I think there were just small team decisions probably in mid game that we could have done better. I think individually some of them, especially Caps, actually played super insane. But yeah, he got quite the maximum out of the champion.
Mm-hmm. Caedrel, you have played with Nocturne. You did a really big amount of damage, and you played against Jankos. Did you also prepare for that, or it was something spontaneous?
I had lots of jungle matchups in mind, and I knew that if we did early rotate to Rakan, it's likely that they would go with a Morgana bot lane. So I knew that regardless of the matchup, if they go for something this aggressive, I would go Nocturne anyway. But I had lots of jungle matchups ready, and yeah, I was really ready for what he could pull out.
So in general, how has the team prepared for facing G2 during the week?
I think we spent a lot of time preparing the draft. I think that was our main focus, just making sure we can get a good draft, because G2 is known for flexing everything. So we could probably have a lot of losing lanes if we weren't really prepared and really willing to make risks in the draft. So when we did make these risks, like blinding Rakan and blinding Galio and stuff like this, I think that it paid off, and I think our team comp was really, really strong. But that was our main focus.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about the exhibition, or how did G2 play against you for you? What's your opinion? For example, they had a roster with Sejuani top. Do you see that disrespect, underestimate? What do you feel about the game, the play, and the roster they picked?
I think champion-wise, I think that's a fine draft. I think that we surprised them a bit with the Nocturne pick, and also we had a really good level 1 in mind, which I think to some degree snowballed our bot lane matchup. Or make it less losing basically, which is their win condition eventually, Draven Morgana being strong on the map. So our first objective is to kind of shut this down, which I think we achieved towards minute 10 with a defensive play. I think overall the champions that they picked, I think Sejuani top is quite a solid pick overall. Or in general Sejuani right now, jungle top, some people played even mid. Yeah, it's quite a fine pick actually. I think that an okay-ish draft actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm. People in the social media and in Twitter, Facebook and all this stuff write about you sometimes in the top, sometimes in the lowest part of the ranking. How do you feel, you as a mid laner, you as a jungle, how do you feel separately? In general, comparing with other mid laners or jungles in the European Championship?
Mid jungle wise, just strictly 2v2. I think we're one of the higher end teams. I think mid jungle is one of our strongest points. But I think as a team we have a lot to grow. The idea behind Exile's roster wasn't to just win Spring Split or come top 3. I think people need to understand that this is a long-term project, and we have a lot of coaching staff behind us. and we're putting a lot of hard work in to make sure that we improve quite a lot. Because, like me, for example, I'm quite new to the LCS. Jessica's brand new. Expect's taken a year break, so I guess on paper we have 2 veterans, and Expect, who's a veteran but he's been out the scene for a while. So we're going to have a lot of time to grow, and I think that over the next few weeks you'll see that growth. And I'm just surprised that now, and I think something that I'm happy about is our performance now in Spring Split against teams with veterans and really strong players is pretty good. So I'm really hopeful for the future.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I personally don't look too much in like social media power rankings or like any like rankings in that sort. I feel like as well, like right now in the split, I mean, it's a new roster and the sample size of like best of 1. It's like quite hilarious to make a like really educated decision based on this. I mean, of course you can take the info, but it's like I don't care too much. Like for me, it's really whatever.
Mm-hmm. You're now in Excel, a new team in this league. How was the change from before to now? What did you feel different now comparing with last year, for example?
Well, I think last year it was hard for me because I only played like 5 weeks or 4 weeks of summer. But for me, this feels a lot more like everyone's really willing to learn and everyone really wants to improve. And I think that the biggest thing that I've noticed is the change every week. I feel like every week and every few days of scrims, I feel like we're learning, and I've never really felt that as a team before, especially myself individually. I feel like every couple of days, I feel like I'm not making the same mistakes that I would before, and I feel like I'm really growing. And I think as a team, we're doing that as well. So, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think the learning process of us like cycling basically, which is like the cycle of learning. I think we're just like quite good at it right now, and I think we're like going quite fast overall. And yeah, I agree. I feel like the infrastructure in general is like also really good. Like there's a lot of backing, a lot of stuff that's helping us. The amount of help that we're getting is actually really insane. Yeah, which is like obviously like making us better players, and I think this is like I mean it showed today partly, I think, yeah. And we hope that we can like give more back.
So in general, in big words, how would you say that the organization Excel team is? How would you say?
I think it's the best org that I've been on personally. They're really caring. The owners are extremely nice and they're always around. It feels like a really big, happy family. Like everyone's really kind, everyone's really open. People don't hide things from you. Everything's what it is on paper and everything's truthful, which I've never had before. So yeah, I think the org is really great. Like it's probably one of the best orgs I've ever been on for sure. Yeah, and the thing I most like about it is it's just really just one big family.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really player centric as well, where it's like basically like how we want to feel, how we do perform best. Like basically the org like shapes itself kind of like to our perception of what we feel like is best for us, right? So like we are really getting the resources that we feel like we need. Yeah, which is really awesome to see. And yeah, I mean I hope we can get some more wins to show that like it helps as well. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with it. Yeah.
And last but not least, in one word, what is your goal for this season?
The goal for the season. Development.
Development?
Yeah, I think development. I mean, for like as a like goal within the split, probably playoffs. But I think more important is development as well. I mean, summer split is also more relevant than spring split. So yeah, I think that's a good fit.
We're looking at summer, I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was all. I hope you the best of luck and hope to see you soon. Y esto era todo, amigos. Espero que os haya gustado la entrevista. Tenéis esta y muchas más en el canal de YouTube de Esportmaníacos.